Okay, this is Hiro back again, and we're working on part 2 of this boxwood that I dug out. Now this batch here is over 40 years, no, this is a batch that's more than 80 years old. And well, it came out of the old Bruner house in Sacramento when I was still landscaping. So it could be more than 80, might be 90 plus. Anyway, it's a huge one, and it's going to require some extra preparation. So I'll go get my lawnmower and then bring the big cart, because there are going to be a lot of clippings that are going to get thrown out. So I'll be right back. Okay, I got my cart ready. Well, first thing I have to do is to remove enough foliage so that I could see what I got to work with, but not remove so much that I ruin my potential for whatever this is going to become in the future. So anyway, I got to get in there and do that, and that's going to create a lot of clippings that I'm going to have to haul away. So I brought the big cart. You see this cut over here? Well, that was out of necessity. This one was a very tall tree, and one of my friends, Fred, he wanted a really tall one. Oh, he got one from me maybe 25 years ago, and he planted it in his house. Unfortunately, he sold the house, so he didn't have any more tall ones, so I was saving it for him. And then remember this winter, I told you some of the trees fell? It smacked it. So it took out the big tall tree and made it just, well, it's still tall, but it used to be really tall. So anyway, now this got to be restyled. And I'm thinking right in that joint right there, I'm going to take it down to this branch here. So proceed to cut off the other big tall one. Yeah, that's what happens around here. Okay. So I got that line, but I wonder if I should cut more and go with this line over here. But one of the things I have to figure out is, can I break this thing up so it's become 3 different trees instead of double or triple? So I'm going to work the root next and see if we could do something about it. Yeah, funny thing about aging, you start to have a different perspective. Now, if I was in my 50s again, I would proceed to make this a grand triple trunk tree. Guess what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go for broke and make it so that there's 3 trees. The reason I'm hesitant is, if this was an olive, I know for sure it'll make it, but I'm pretty sure that boxwoods are hardy, so I'm going to take the chance. But I have to take the chance because I don't want to be dealing with this humongous thing as I even get older. So now you see where these 3 comes together. This is one plant, but I'm going to try to see if I can make 3 different plants out of this. So let's hope that it works out. If it doesn't work out, don't worry about it, you won't see it. Okay, got one done. Now this, so I cut partially with the reciprocating saw, and I got the chisel in there. Remember, don't use sharp chisel, use a dull one. So this is more like the masonry one, because we don't want to cut, we want to break. So anyway, I'm going to hammer that thing in there and see if it breaks. Whew. What a battle. I'm going to go take a little break and come back to you. I think the next step is going to be one of the most critical things that will either make or break this project. But I need to rest because, oh gosh, this was hard. This whole section was all solid mass, right? So my typical cut a little bit and break didn't work. So I had to do a lot more cutting. And so I gotta figure out what to do next. But anyway, I'll come back to you after my break. Okay, well, it's it's kind of out, but you could see that there's not much root left, right? So what are we gonna do to save this? Well, first of all, think in terms of balance. Well, you have very little roots down here, but you still have too much foliage up on top, which will lead to transpiring faster than it could be taken up. So what we have to do is reduce the foliage up on top. So let me go ahead, and I'm gonna have to bring my little chainsaw to do some cutting. But anyway, it's a little dangerous, so I won't show you that footage. That wasn't the greatest cut, but I think what I want to do is go up this way, so I'll take this and cut across here. Okay, the remaining root should be able to support that much. So now the chance of success has probably gone up to about 90%. Versus if we kept that whole top the way it was, you're probably less than 50. So anyway, just think about the balance. So if you have very little roots, make sure you have very little up on top. Well, this one here, I'm thinking, especially now that we got the big cut, we should go like this. So if we tilt it like this, then this branch that I was going to cut off becomes the new apex, right? And that way it'll also hide the big wound in the root zone. So that's what I'm going to do, is cut off the big branch, or the okay, the other one I think I cut too tight, so I'll make a little bit better cut on this. And then now I'm looking for a new apex up there. So let me get in there and see what I've got. I'll probably do a little bit more trimming once I get it potted up. This is very close to what it's going to be like for the next go around. Well, this was the smallest. Well, we'll see what happens when I get in there and trim. Okay, this is the last one. Make a couple of mistakes. I thought this apex was going to be way up higher. Found out, and then, well, the new apex, I should have kept that longer, but I thought that was an unnecessary side branch, so I cut it off. Well, as I was working on this, I thought it was going to be a really tall tree, so I had about 50% taller than this, right? And then this new apex is, well, that's a mistake. I should have kept that longer, but I thought that was a side branch that was too long, so I cut it off. But now it turned out to be the apex. That's the way things go, but it'll grow right back. So now the next step is to dump my cart and go look for some containers, and I'm going to try to squeeze these in the smallest possible container so that I don't have heavy lifting. Okay, I'm done. So this was one massive tree. Took the chance and made 3 more manageable size. I think if I had kept it as one, it would have been a very grand looking one, but it would have been massive and very heavy. And I'm away from heavy. Well, it's been hard work, but I guess I'm done. Got 3 trees out of the 1. But I think it's going to be much better because these will be manageable in terms of size. If I was younger, it would have been one tree, very massive, but I outgrew that. Well, as we get older, we get wiser. Hey, stay away from these really super heavy ones. These are fairly heavy, but like I was saying, these are 80 and 90 years old, somewhere in that neighborhood. It might even be more than 90 because I've had it for a long time. I quit landscaping, 30 some odd years ago. So anyway, time is flying. But it's a very old tree that was 1 and became 3. The boxwoods are hardy. These should have good chance. I would say good 90 some odd percent of success rate because of the reduction in foliage. And that's where most people fail. They put too much. And then I see other people that trying to take something like this and make a bonsai out of it, or attempt to make a bonsai out of it in one shot. No, these require 3 to 5 to 10 and 20 years to get it to look good. But you notice that each one has a really good line and has the potential. Look at this one on the left. It has perfect taper. And then all we need to do is make sure we get all the branches in right place. But boxwoods backbud readily, so it should be no problem at all. So this is tired Hiro saying goodbye. I'll see you again real soon, and hopefully I don't have to make any more of these. But I needed to clean that area up. So I dug it out and I thought, oh, what a waste to just throw it away. So I made your video for you. See you again real soon in another chapters.